everybody. Happy Wednesday. You know what that means. It's New Product Wednesday. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. You have found me live at Fire Your MD Now. Visit me 24/7 at the website of the same name, fireyourmdnow.com. You can call me live on the radio today, right now, at 866-582-9933. That's 866-582-9933. And if you wish to be supported by my longevity team in your supplement purchase and journey to health, then call this number, 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696. We are here to hold your hand and help you figure it all out. Again, that toll-free number, 855-347-3696. Now, New Product Wednesday. The Longevity Company, which I am proud to wave the flag for, even though I'm not paid by the Longevity Company to wave their flag. I'm a private citizen of the United States. I can do whatever the heck I want. I have been practicing naturopathic medicine for over 20 years. I know all of the major players in holistic medicine in the United States. I went to school with most of them. I used to work for a very famous nutritional supplement company in the vitamin industry, the nutraceutical vitamin industry, called Vital Nutrients. I was a field representative for them for a number of years. I've been around the block when it comes to the clinical application of holistic medicine in the United States. I was one of the first naturopathic doctors in the United States to do heavy metal chelation. I was one of the first naturopathic doctors in the United States to do bioidentical hormone supplementation. I was one of the first naturopathic physicians in the United States to do narrow reference range medical nutrition. I practiced clinical homeopathy in a steadfast classical method for over 20 years. I've been to France. I visited Hahnemann's grave. I know of which I speak when it comes to holistic medicine. And from a consumer's point of view, not all vitamins are created equal. They're just not. Vitamins are like chicken soup or like wine. You know, you've got Annie Boone Springs green apple wine, and you have a nice, Sonoma Cabernet. And they're different. They're all made from grapes. You've got your grandmother's homemade chicken soup, and you've got Del Monte chicken soup in a can at the supermarket. And they're different. What's the difference? The recipe is the difference. The recipe makes a gigantic difference in the strength and effectiveness of a nutritional supplement. And in the wonderful world of vitamin manufacturing, there is a supply chain. You know, there's the person that extracts the juice from the berry, or that extracts the vitamin C from the corn, or from wherever it's, they get it from. There's a person that grows the botanical medicine. They get the raw materials from someplace, and there are different grades of the raw material, grade A, grade B, grade C, just like everything else. And then the raw material has to be stored and shipped. Well, what if it's grown, in South America or Mexico or France? It has to be shipped overseas or, internationally. Well, then you have a number of players involved, and at any point along that shipment line, until the stuff gets in the United States, stuff can go wrong. I mean, what if it's stored in a boxcar for 2 weeks and gets contaminated with mold because it was stored at too high of a temperature? What if some knucklehead in, the Panama Canal mislabels the box? So it's not vitamin C, it's vitamin B. What if once it gets into the United States, it's not shipped in a refrigerated container, or it's not shipped in a timely fashion, or it's mislabeled? Or once it gets to the warehouse where it's put into the little capsule, it's mislabeled or mishandled or stored incorrectly. There are all of these variables that need to come into play, that are there in the supply chain, from the person who extracts the raw material to the finished product that's on the shelf, either at your supermarket or online or at your doctor's office or wherever you get the stuff. And there is no law in the United States that requires the vitamin or the nutritional supplement to meet the label claim. Doesn't have to meet the label claim. So just because it says 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C on the label doesn't necessarily mean that there's 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C in the product. So there is a great deal of variability. in authenticity, purity, potency, and clinical effectiveness from one nutritional supplement to the other. That's why there's a great deal of cost difference, right? Because the companies that have it together, the companies that do all of the requisite testing, actually more than is required by the federal government. I've only been able to find 3 companies that do more than is required by the federal government. More than is required. The more testing that the company does to ensure the validity and the authenticity and the potency of your nutritional supplement, the more it's going to cost because the greater their overhead is. And quite frankly, I'd be way more comfortable spending $40 on a calcium supplement than I would spending $15 on the calcium supplement, because chances are the higher priced supplement is going to have a higher quality. You know, and if you're buying stuff over the counter at a health food store, which I don't recommend, but if it comes to that, you want to look for a stamp on the label that says GMP. That stands for Good Manufacturing Procedure. And if a vitamin has a GMP stamp on it, then they've done pretty good testing. You can rest assured that they've done pretty good testing. But that's only half of the story. The other half of the story is the recipe itself, right? The multiple vitamin, what does it have in it? How much vitamin C? How much vitamin B? Does it have the full complement of all the B vitamins? Does it have a full complement of all 12 amino acids? Does it only have 3 amino acids? Does it have omega-3, 6, and 9? Are the essential fatty acids in gel caps that have been nitrogenated so they don't become oxidized? You know, there are all of these variables after the quality control conversation is over about the recipes themselves and the ingredients themselves that are in that recipe, just like chicken soup. This is how different, you know, brands of chicken soup taste different. I mean, this is why restaurants exist, because everybody's trying to have the best recipe. And, you know, some people do. Some people do have chicken soup that's 1,000,000 times better than their competitors. Well, it's no different in the world of vitamin therapy. The thing that is so great about Youngevity's nutritional supplements, from my point of view as a clinical naturopathic physician, really who has his finger on the pulse of the whole nutraceutical industry in the United States, is because not only does Youngevity have really excellent quality control, by the way, they're one of the 3 companies that I've found that does this. The other 2, by the way, are Metagenics and Vital Nutrients, but you can only get Metagenics or Vital Nutrients if you are a doctor or a healthcare practitioner. You can't get that stuff as a consumer. The great thing about Youngevity's nutritional supplements, in addition to their quality control oversight, is their recipes. Because Youngevity's recipes are informed by Dr. Wallach's research and Dr. Wallach's clinical experience. And there's no naturopathic physician alive on the planet today, quite frankly, there are no MDs alive on the planet today, who have, A, done Dr. Wallach's amount of in-the-field, boots-on-the-ground, old-fashioned research, and B, then applied that research clinically and over the years tweaked the formulations, tweaked the prescriptions, tweaked the recommendations based on research and clinical experience. That's why it's called the practice of medicine. There's no other company that has this knowledge base which informs its recipes. There's no competitor. We are above. The Youngevity company is on a completely different plane of product. It's kind of like comparing a Lamborghini to, you know, a Yugo. They're both automobiles, man, but they are in completely different leagues. Completely different leagues. It's like comparing, you know, the National Hockey League to a high school hockey team. It's a completely different league. 100% different. And it is the differences that make all the difference in this regard. And so, and you know, the Youngevity company, right, has grown 1,100% in the last year. Went from $1 million a month in product sales to $11 million a month in product sales in 1 year in this economy. Why? Because their recipes, their formulas, their nutritional supplements produce better results than anything I've seen, and I've seen everything. There are a couple of, you know, supplements from competitors like Metagenics and Vital Nutrients that are on equal footing with Youngevity, but just a handful, and you can only get those from a licensed healthcare practitioner. you can get the longevity supplements from a longevity distributor. You can get them anywhere. You can just go to my website right now, point and click, and order them. You go to any longevity representative's website, point and click, and order them right now. You don't need a doctor's office visit. This is one of the greatest things about longevity, because their products are unequaled, unparalleled, produce results. And that's where the rubber hits the road, right? Now, the product that I'm going to talk about today, I'm going to give you a little bit of a intro right now, and then we're going to take a break, a commercial break, a hard break. It's called Maquis Plus, and it is a combination of a superfruit from, it's called the Maquis berry, M-A-Q-U-I. It's a South American berry. Actually, I think the mainstay of the Maquis wildcrafting harvest is in Chile and Argentina. It's a combination of fruit from the Maquis berry and aloe vera juice. Aloe vera. Now, aloe vera is a very interesting nutritional supplement to talk about. Because aloe vera, you know, it's the stuff that you put on your skin if you get a burn, and it soothes your skin. I don't know if you've ever done that, but if you haven't, you want to go to the garden store and get an aloe plant and grow it in your house, in your kitchen, wherever. And every time you get a cut, you slice off one of the leaves and squeeze out the juice and put it right on a burn, or a burn, not a cut. And man, it really knocks down the pain, the inflammation of the burn, and facilitates healing. Well, guess what? It does the same thing internally that it does externally to burns. It soothes inflamed tissue, and I'm going to tell you why that's important for your optimal overall health, and why this is a supplement you just don't want to be without. The Maquis Plus, the main ingredient there is the Maquis berry. And the thing about berries is their antioxidant value. There's a classification of berries called superberries, right, or superfruits. And in order for a berry to be classified as a superfruit, it has to have a massive amount of antioxidant points. And antioxidant points are called ORAC, O-R-A-C. Now, the closest competitor to the Maquis berry in the berry family of antioxidants is the acai berry. The acai berry. Now, I know the guys. I met the guys that started the whole acai berry phenomenon here in North America. They actually got an award from UNESCO for what they did. They did a great thing. They went into the Amazon and they set up an acai berry manufacturing plant, and they paid indigenous people in the Amazon to wild harvest the acai berries, bring them back to their plant, and then they squeezed the juice out of it, flash froze it, and shipped it all over the world, and paid the native population. I mean, it was great. It was a sustainable thing. It was clean. Everybody won. The production plant, you know, produced no pollution. I mean, it was really good from start to finish. And that's why acai berry is everywhere now. I mean, when it first came out, there were like 2 companies that had it, and now it's everywhere. I mean, you can throw a stick and hit something that's got acai berry in it, right? Well, acai berry, the ORAC value in 1 gram of the berries is 1,027. Maquis berry is 2,500. It's twice as much. It's actually more than twice. 2,500 ORAC points in 1 gram of the Maquis berry, 1,027 ORAC points in 1 gram of acai. So ounce for ounce, gram for gram, the Maquis berry is a better choice if what you're looking for is antioxidant activity, and that's exactly what we're looking for. Now, when we compare berry to berry, the acai berry contains a group of phytochemicals called anthocyanins and polyphenols and amino acids, and so does the Maquis berry. The one thing that the acai berry has that the Maquis berry doesn't have is the omega-3, which is an essential fatty acid. But that's not a problem, because when you're taking the 90 for life, your omega-3, 6s, and 9s are covered because you're taking a separate supplement for those. That's a very important supplement to the human body, very important supplement. So when you're taking the 90 for life, a better choice for you than the acai berry is the Maquis berry And when you mix the maquis berry with aloe vera juice, baby, that's a home run because you're getting antioxidants and you're getting aloe vera. Why is that important? Because aloe vera soothes inflammation wherever it is. Aloe vera does a number of physiological things. But one of the main things that it does is knock down the inflammatory process and promote the healing of mucous membranes and tissue that has been inflamed. Now, all chronic disease is caused by not enough nutrition. It's caused by malnutrition. Your tissues have run out of the stuff they need to stay healthy. If you have a brain aneurysm, you've run out of copper. If you have internal hemorrhoids, you've run out of copper. If you have chronic migraine headaches or low backache or bad menstrual cramps or high blood pressure, you don't have enough calcium and magnesium. It's that simple. All chronic disease has its roots in malnutrition. I mean bad malnutrition, right? Now, when we eat wheat, barley, rye, and oats, foods that contain gluten, most of us, over 80% of us, when we eat these foods cause tissue destruction and inflammation in the gut. That's not good. When you inflame and destroy the tissue in the gut, you can't absorb nutrients from your food. Now, your food doesn't have enough nutrients in it anyway. So in the United States, in the last 40 years, there's been a 65% increase in grain consumption. The average teenager eats 6 bowls of cereal a day, and it's killing us. Everybody's gut is inflamed, and I mean everybody. So when you go on a gluten-free diet, you knock off the inflammatory process, and when you swallow aloe vera juice, you soothe and heal the tissue in the gut, and you bounce back from the malabsorption merry-go-round more quickly. And when there are antioxidants in with the aloe vera juice in the form of the maquis berry, that's a home run. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is Dr. Wallach driving the bus. This is why Youngevity and the Youngevity supplements are your best hope for living a long, healthy, and prosperous life. Right to the phones. Albert, I believe, is up first. He has a question with a brain aneurysm. Albert, you are live with Dr. Glidden. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Dr. Glidden, for taking my phone call. When I was 18 years of age, 35 years ago, I had a brain stem aneurysm.
Ouch.
It was non-operable.
Yeah.
It healed, and I've since suffered 2 other brain injuries.
Yeah.
I had a front right lobe bruise and a hairline fracture of the skull.
Yeah.
And I lost my hearing in my right eye, in my right ear.
Yeah.
I was wondering what you might recommend as a supplement, because now I'm starting to feel the effects of my right hand shake.
Yeah. Okay, good.
And also I have a lot of nerve injury.
Are you retired or unemployed?
Retired.
Retired. What did you do for a living?
I was a carpenter for 25 years and a farmer before that.
You were wont to be outside in hot weather. What part of the country do you live in?
Right now I'm living in Wyoming. Originally I'm from New Jersey, southern New Jersey.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that you were sweating quite a bit in your profession?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. All right. So
but, the sweating didn't bother me as much as the nerve pain and the joint pain.
Yeah, I get it. I understand that it wouldn't. But here's the deal with that. You don't get a brain aneurysm because you have a brain. You don't get central nervous system damage because you have a central nervous system, right? People, you don't get arthritis because you have a joint. The main cause of aneurysm, and by the way, folks, an aneurysm is a defect in an artery in the body, and it can be anywhere. It can be an artery in the brain, it can be an artery in the heart, it can be an artery in your big toe, it can be an artery anywhere. The artery is like if you cut a tree in half, it has a lot of, you'll see the rings in the tree, right? Well, the artery is like that. It has a number of different tissues that are stuck together by a molecule called elastin, which makes your arteries nice and elastic. And when your body runs out of elastin, the layers of the artery start to separate and they lose their elasticity. And what's inside the artery? Blood under high pressure, right? So when the artery wall becomes compromised by lack of elastin, the pressure inside the artery will find a weak spot in the tissue of the artery and cause that to balloon out. And that's what an aneurysm is. Now, when an aneurysm bursts, if it's a big enough artery, you can bleed to death. And, you know, Albert, don't feel bad, because the smartest man in the world in the 1940s, Albert Einstein, died of an aortic aneurysm. Now, not even he knew how to fix this, because he went to the wrong MD. He went to the wrong doctor. Aneurysms are caused by not enough elastin. Elastin is made, among other things, from copper. So one of the main nutritional root causes of aneurysms is not enough copper. Now, interestingly, not enough copper causes a lot of other things. So one of the things that not enough copper causes is gray hair. Another thing that not enough copper causes is hemorrhoids. Another thing that not enough copper causes is spider veins, varicose veins, and then last but not least, aneurysms anywhere in the body. So all of this begs the question, do you have any of those? Do you have gray hair or spider veins or varicose veins or hemorrhoids also? You still with me, Albert?
No,
you do?
No, I don't have. I don't have any gray hair, and I don't have any varicose veins. Not yet, anyway.
Okay. Do you have hair? What color is your hair?
It's sun-bleached blonde.
Yeah, okay, good. Sun-bleached blonde. All right. So you got lucky. And this is an interesting thing to talk about, because nobody knows why. You know, I can have 5 people, all who have massive copper deficiencies or calcium deficiencies, and they're each going to have different sets of symptoms, and nobody knows why. In one person it causes gray hair, in another person it causes hemorrhoids, in another person it causes aneurysms or whatever. It's an interesting thing to think about. Whoever figures that out is going to get the Nobel Prize. But what we do to support and promote the health of blood vessels, which is what you need here in this case, is copper. But we don't just give copper because we're holistic in our orientation, and your body needs 89 other nutrients besides copper in order to work properly and to use the copper efficiently. So the recommendation here, Albert, to support and promote the health of your body would be, how much do you weigh, buddy?
165, about 5'7".
Okay, all right. So I'd give you the 200-pound dose for about 5-6 months. So here's what I would do if I were you to support and promote the health of your cardiovascular system, your blood vessels, and your brain. Per month, I would do 2 Healthy Start Packs, 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals, and 4 bottles of Ultimate Selenium. 2 Healthy Start Packs, 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals, and 4 bottles of Ultimate Selenium. I would do that every month, plus the Good Food, Bad Food diet that you can download at drglidden.com or at fireyourmdnow.com. fireyourmdnow.com. Download the Good Food, Bad Food diet and eliminate all 10 bad foods from your diet. Take those supplements, and if you'd like help placing that order, my staff can get those supplements for you at the wholesale cost. That number is 855-347-3696, 855-347-3696. Now, the last thing I have to tell you, Albert, and you're going to laugh at this, is, you know, if your bones were compromised, I would recommend you take nutritional supplements that had the stuff your bones were made out of. It just makes sense. If your liver was compromised, I would recommend you take nutrients into your body that fed your liver. Well, when your brain is compromised, your central nervous system is compromised. You want to take into your body the stuff that your brain and central nervous system is made out of, and guess what it is? It's cholesterol. It's cholesterol. Now, there's only 2 prescription medicines that I make blanket recommendations across the board that people stop taking. One is any antacid, any heartburn medicine, and the second is any statin drug. There's no relationship between high cholesterol and heart disease. It does not exist. There is no relationship between high cholesterol and heart disease. It does not exist. So, if I were you and I was taking a cholesterol-lowering statin drug, I would stop it yesterday. And you want to increase your consumption of food that's high in cholesterol. So eggs, perfect food for you, Albert, would be, 4 or 5 eggs a day cooked in butter. No, I don't want you cooking in oil anymore. Cook those eggs up in butter, soft scramble them up in butter, soft boil them or poach them. I want you to eat butter. I want you to be salting your food. I want you to be eating steak cooked rare. I want you to be eating chicken with the skin, turkey with the skin, full-fat cheese, full-fat yogurt, full-fat milk. I want you to become the cholesterol king, the cholesterol king of your neighborhood. And don't worry, it's not going to make you fat. Fat does not make you fat, and cholesterol does not clog arteries. So take those supplements, change your diet, and over time, you should see a progressive positive change, like watching ice melt in the springtime. And remember, this is not specifically, an aneurysm treatment, because we don't do that. What we're doing is helping Albert in a holistic fashion to support and promote the health of his entire body. So as you move down the track with this program, you want to look to see what it does to your energy, what it does to your sleep, what it does to your mood, what it does to your appetite, what it does to your digestive tract, and, of course, what it does to your chief complaints. This is a comprehensive Albert fix, not so much, a brain aneurysm fix, if that makes sense, okay? So give those supplements a try. Again, if you need help with that, Albert, my folks are standing by to help you, 855-347-3696. I appreciate the call. I appreciate your trust, and spread the word to your friends and family about this radio show, because we are on the move, baby. Pat is next. Pat's calling in, I think, with a question about internal hemorrhoids, maybe. Pat, you're live with Dr. Glidden. Thanks for calling.
Thank you, Dr. Glidden. I have a client. I'm a longevity distributor who has internal hemorrhoids, wants to know what to do. And personally, I have for about 2 weeks had loose stools, and I'm really on the program, and I want to know what to do about that.
All right. So how long have you been on the program? Let's do you first.
About 6 months.
Okay. And how long have you had loose stool?
About 2 weeks.
Okay. So what's been different in the last 2 weeks? Have you changed the supplement or increased the dose or something?
No.
There's got to be something different. There's got to be something different.
Well,
Are you?
I take a little more glucose gel, and I take a little more of the EFAs.
Okay.
I weigh 100, and I take 10 glucose gels a day, and I take 10 EFAs a day.
Smart girl. Well, now you're the smartest girl in the class. You go right to the head of the class. Very good, Pat. Are you gluten-free?
Yes.
You don't lie to me, Pat. Are you gluten-free?
I am the Glidden after Florida. I really got it together.
Okay, good girl.
I feel bad when I eat stuff now.
Yeah, it's interesting how that happens, isn't it? That's pretty interesting, isn't it? You don't know what you're missing, right?
Yes,
okay,
right.
So the only thing that makes people have loose stool or any type of digestive disorder with these nutritional supplements is that you are absorbing them inefficiently. You're not absorbing them efficiently enough. So, and the main culprit here would be the red crystalline powder, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. I'm assuming you're taking that every day, right?
I am.
Okay, so all right, good. So here's how I want you to stop taking the Beyond Tangy Tangerine for 3 days in a row. Just stop taking it. And then on day 4, I want you to start it up again. Well, I want you to take everything else, but stop the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. And on day 4, I want you to start it up again, and here's how I want you to take it from now on. I want you to put one level scoop, in 16 ounces of water. 16, not 10, not 11, 16 at least. You can do more than 16, but it has to be at least 16 ounces of water. And I want you to take at least 1 hour to drink it down. Don't just shoot it down. I want you to sip on it slowly over the course of 1 hour, and I want you to do that twice a day. So 1 scoop of the Beyond Tangy in 16 ounces of water twice a day, taking at least an hour to drink each dose now. Now, alternately, you could do 2 scoops in 32 ounces of water, but if you do it that way, and I want you to take at least 2 hours to drink that down. The key here is drinking the Beyond Tangy Tangerine slowly in a diluted solution. If you do it that way, it's going to take the edge off of your digestive tract. The loose stool is going to go away. You're going to feel like $1,000,000. For the internal hemorrhoids, here's the deal. You want to make sure that person is drinking at least 32 ounces of water a day, eating 1 apple with the skin a day. The apple and the water will facilitate digestion and help to relieve constipation. I also want this person to be drinking 1 cup of coffee a day. 1 cup of coffee a day. I don't care what she puts in that. Now, in addition to the 90 for life appropriate for body weight, the secret sauce to support and promote the health of the tissue that's involved with the generation of hemorrhoids is the ultimate selenium, because the ultimate selenium has our copper in it, and the copper here is the secret sauce. So what I would do is I would take 12 selenium a day, 4 with breakfast, 4 with lunch, 4 with dinner, plus the 90 for life. Now, all of this, however, is a fool's errand unless this person is on the good food, bad food diet. If she's not restricting the 10 bad foods from her diet, eliminating the 10 bad foods from her diet, she's just going to be wasting money, because she's going to be pouring in the supplements on one end and pooping them out on the other end. She's just not going to absorb them if she's not gluten-free, oil-free, etc. So give that a try. Give us a call back with a report. You're the smartest girl in class, Pat. Thanks for calling. We're going to go right to Nicole, who has a question about Lyme disease. Nicole, you're live with Dr. Glidden.
Hi, how you doing? Yeah, my dad was diagnosed with Lyme in 2009, and I just want to know what you recommend, because whatever he takes, it just we can't get the magic, results.
Yeah, okay. So I'm a relative expert when it comes to Lyme disease. I had a private practice in part of New England that was the second highest locus of a concentration of Lyme disease in the world. I've treated hundreds of Lyme patients over the years. I have a great deal of clinical experience with it. And 2 weeks ago, I did a whole webinar about Lyme disease. I only have 3 minutes right now to talk about it, so I'm going to give you the down and dirty kind of nuts and bolts about it. But what I would recommend that your father does is go to fireyourmdnow.com. fireyourmdnow.com and sign up for my monthly webinars. He can just purchase the webinar series for $5 a month, and then just go into the archived webinar section and watch the webinar about Lyme disease. And then if he wants to, he can cancel the subscription after that, so it only cost him $5. There's a lot of information there that I won't be able to give here in the course of a couple of minutes, okay? So have your dad visit fireyourmdnow.com and purchase a monthly subscription to my health webinar series. And in the archive section, there's a 1-hour webinar that he can watch from the convenience of his own home, 24/7. It's all about Lyme disease, okay? Now, Lyme disease often is not Lyme disease. Often it's a chronic nutrient deficiency on top of possible probable infection. The definitive diagnosis of Lyme disease is almost impossible to arrive at through objective laboratory work. There's no lab that's that sensitive or specific. Actually, there was lab work that was really pretty good at determining whether you really had an infection with a Lyme spirochete or not, but the Center for Disease Control took it off the market for some mysterious reason. There's funny business going on with the government and Lyme disease. Lyme disease didn't happen until 1975. And then all of a sudden it sprang up out of nowhere. It's the same classification of microorganism that causes syphilis. Syphilis has been around forever. Why hasn't Lyme disease been around forever? I'll tell you why. Because the first case of Lyme disease happened 10 miles away from a government medical facility that did animal testing and had a tick-borne illness department on Plum Island in Long Island Sound. 10 miles away, all of a sudden, Lyme disease pops up out of nowhere. and it's spread ever since. I think it was a government experiment gone bad. So what I recommend people do who have been diagnosed with Lyme disease is, maybe you don't have it. So what I would do initially is support and promote their entire immune system. So it's 1 healthy start pack plus 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals per 100 pounds of body weight per month. 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. And 2 bottles of killer biotic a month. Do that, plus the good food, bad food diet, and do this whole program for 90 days. See how you feel. Watch the webinar. Lift yourself up into knowledge. Knowledge is power, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow, it's Celebrity Thursday. Tune in. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Check us out 24/7. FireYourMDNow.com. I'll see you in the future.